Growing up, my brother and I spent a lot of time outdoors. I mean, I can remember skiing, swimming, camping as the best parts of my childhood. There's a special kind of joy that comes from being in nature, one that you can't really get anywhere else. But the older we got, the less time we spent outside. So I just finished writing this script, and I'm holding it in my hands, and suddenly I realize just how ambitious it actually is. It's this strange hybrid between a documentary and a fiction film. And I mean, I want to tell this incredible story about my brother's battle with anxiety and depression, and I want to do it in these really difficult to get to locations. I mean, these are some of the locations we want to film in. I honestly believed that taking my brother out of the environment he had gotten used to and throwing him back into nature is exactly what he needed in order to be able to look at his problems with different eyes. And we wanted to do it all in 8 days. We gathered all the gear we needed. This ended up being a lot of electronics. I think we had something like 3 DSLRs, 4 GoPros, a GoPro gimbal, 2 laptops, 4 radio mics, a sound recorder, a 3-axis gimbal, a motorized slider, a drone, a monitor, LED lights, 6 power banks, and a couple of phones. And a lot of extra batteries. I think we had an entire case. Everything was ready to go when something dawned on me. This is where we're gonna be filming. If the point is to be off the grid, sleeping in tents away from hotels, restaurants, and shops, how on earth are we gonna charge all of this stuff? I honestly felt really stuck. I wasn't sure that we'd be able to film this documentary in the way I wanted it to be filmed. Being off grid was such an important part of the story, but it started to look like this wasn't gonna be a realistic option. Then it hit me. I couldn't believe it hadn't occurred to me sooner. I mean, it was so obvious when you look back at it. What do all these locations have in common with one another? What powerful source of energy do they all share? The sun. What if we could use the sun to charge our gear? It turns out there's a company whose goal is to do exactly this. They want to empower individuals and companies by giving them access to the sun using solar technology. I want to introduce to you Goal Zero. Goal Zero specializes in portable power solutions. They are putting powerful solar technology into the hands of the individual. It's for those of us who want to explore and yearn for adventure, for those who dare to take risks and care about personal growth. Out of all their products, we decided to go with one of their biggest batteries, the Goal Zero Yeti, and the matching solar panels. It's super portable and simple to use. This piece of equipment would power our entire 8-day shoot. We packed the adventure van, and with the Yeti in the front seat, headed into the unknown.
All right, I'm ready.
We were ready for another adventure. At each new location, we set up a power station that would allow the battery to recharge during the day. On most days, we ventured away from the camp to go kayaking, mountain climbing, and obstacle course racing. In this case, we simply put the solar panels in the front window and locked up the car, the battery inside. For the entire duration of the trip, we never depleted the battery and kept trickling solar power into it during the day to be ready for charging our gear at night. We got into a great routine of transferring footage and charging our gear at the same time. It takes about 25 hours to fully charge the battery from nothing to fully charged. Fully charged, the Yeti contains enough power to fully charge the equivalent of 60 smartphones or 20 laptops or 200 GoPros. So a few hours of direct sunlight every day was enough to keep us going. The battery can also be charged conventionally by plugging it into a wall. It can also be charged using the cigarette lighter socket in the car. But who wants to do that when you can literally harness the energy from the sun? I mean, how cool is that when you think about it? The best part was that we were able to stay off-grid for the entire duration of the production. It meant that my brother was able to truly reconnect with who he was and where he wanted to go in life. I can't imagine how different and unsatisfying the trip would have been if we had not been able to sleep under the stars, or wake up next to a river, or cook dinner by a fire. To be truly immersed in nature. Sometimes disconnecting from the fast-paced world we live in today is the best way of refocusing on what it is that you want and not on what is expected of you.